Hello again, friends on YouTube. Yes, it's been a long time since my previous time-lapse. With everything going on, I only managed to post a short from time to time. But well, every time I can, I will bring you more time-lapses. And who knows, maybe when I manage to get a bit more organized, which is already ironic coming from someone with ADHD, I might even upload a short tutorial too. Anyway, why don't we get into the reason we are here today? The story of Menyeiva, the character I'm painting in this video. Once again, I'm trying out the render technique, which I have to say I am enjoying more and more. Menyeiva, or Menji as I fondly call her, is an OC created between my friend Mats and me. And I say between the two of us because even though the lore of his world is something he created entirely on his own, I collaborated a lot in developing the character, since Menji is basically a version of myself within that universe. Around 5 years ago, Matt started sharing some of his written stories with me. Stories where he described part of his world's lore and introduced some of its most important characters. I love reading and discovering new worlds, so I connect with it right away. And over time, his world expanded so much that ended up creating his own role-playing system. I can probably say I played several RPG session sets in that world portraying Menji. And honestly, that's where everything truly came alive for me, much more than when I had only read the stories. In that world, all the main characters have some kind of a special power, a kind of connection to the divine. In Menyeiva's case, her abilities began with a sixth sense connected to the currents of time, but now they expanded to the point where she can connect with other timelines, the spirit world, and even other universes. And yes, sometimes I like to playfully ask myself with my little kid voice, what if Menji connected to our galaxy? What if one day she contacted me? It will be fun, a bit overwhelming and divinely interesting. I have known Matt for a little more than 6 years now, and since then I've designed many versions of Menyeiva. Actually, you already met her. She appears in the video where I introduce her along with her aspect. It was the first time-lapse I ever made. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll leave the link up here. This version of Menji shares some traits with the other one, that in the first video, but this time I wanted to explore something different. I used digital painting in a render style, while the previous one had line art, closer to that way I draw and paint my comic style illustrations. Want to know a secret? Playing RPG as Menyeiva has been one of the most revealing and healing experiences of my life. It let me find parts of myself that had been asleep or shaped by social expectations. Portraying her brought me closer to my real self, to my deepest core, and I am very happy with that personal evolution. Certain processes are intimate and unique to each person, but for me the important thing is that they're guided by compassion and not by ego. And that's exactly the kind of energy I feel when I play with this character. That's why I love her so much. And that's also why I'm grateful to my friend for inviting me into this world and creating Menyeiva with me. Now, going back to the illustration, this scene is directly tied to the role-playing story, which is why I wanted to give you some context first. Here we see Menyeiva on her way to the volcano in the background. Her goal is to reach it and perform a ritual to connect with her transcendent. In fact, I was told there will be some changes regarding who her transcendent will be, so that will be probably lead to new illustrations in the future. Basically, her transcendent helps her elevate her power, and she's going to need it because dark times are coming, Harry. In the story, she'll have to face beings with bad intentions. I try to convey that feeling in the image. The heavy clouds around the volcano, her worried expression, that question every hero asks himself at some point: will I make it in time to save them? The light comes from the volcano itself, because it's the only place where the darkness hasn't arrived yet. If that point falls, everything will be lost. And before we wrap up, here's a little visual storytelling tip. Whenever you make an illustration, no matter the level, the most interesting part is what you can tell through it. Always ask yourself, what story do you want to express? What emotion? What moment? And the fewer words you need to explain it, the better. images have power on their own. They can tell stories and evoke emotions without a single word. That's the difference between something pretty and technically correct and something that can truly become a work of art. Alright, I'm leaving by now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so YouTube lets you know when I upload new content, and leave me a lovely like. See you next time.